Hello, welcome back to part 2 of arithmetic sequences. Okay, by the end of this video, you should be able to say, I can show that a sequence is arithmetic, find the formula for the general term, find a given term, and find if a given number is a term given a sequence of numbers. Okay, so just to kind of give you a heads up, here's where we left off. We were finding k from the last video. Now we're going to pick up on example 4. We're going to find the general term u sub n for an arithmetic sequence that has the third term is 16 and the seventh term is 44. Okay. What I like to do with this is I actually like to make a little chart, and then I can see this better. Okay, so here's my chart. So I know that here's my first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh term. I know the seventh term is 44. And I know the third term is 16. So what I like to think of is I'm going to take 16, and to get to the fourth term, I have to add the difference. And then to get from the fourth to the fifth, I have to add the difference again. Fifth to the sixth, I keep adding differences until I get up to the seventh one. So what that means is if I have start with 16 and I add 1, 2, 3, 4 differences, 4 D's, that should give me 44. And this is going to help me figure out what the difference is each time. Because in this here, the big things that we're going to want to make sure that we need to know in order to figure out this formula, we need the first term, and we also need the difference. Those are the two things we're always wanting to find. Okay, so this is going to help us find the difference. So let's solve for D. Subtract 16 from both sides, and we get 4D equals, what's that going to give us? 28, right? Divide both sides by 4, and then we get that D equals 7. Okay, so now for our formula here, we know u sub n equals, we don't know the first term yet, but we do know that our D is going to be 7. Okay, now we got to go back and figure out what the first term is. So if we are adding 6 each time we go to the right, guess what happens as we go back to the left? We're going to actually subtract D. So we're going to subtract 7 twice. So 16 minus 7 is 9. 9 minus 7 is 2. So now we know our first term is 2. And now we're just going to simplify this formula, right? 2 plus 7n minus 7. So u sub n is going to be 7n. 2 minus 7 is negative 5. There's our general term formula for this. Okay? All right, next example. Example 5. Insert 3 numbers between 4 and negative 16 so that all 5 numbers are in arithmetic sequence. Okay, so this is really kind of like what we did on the last example here. So if I've got 4, let's even do this. Let's say this first term. So we'll make ourselves first term is 4. And then it says insert 3 numbers between 4 and 16. So we've got second term we don't know, third term we don't know, fourth term we don't know, but we do know that the fifth term here is 16, right? So same idea. We're just going to say 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4 differences. So 4 plus 4 differences should give us, and now this is negative 16. Okay, so subtract 4 from both sides. 4D equals negative 20. Divide by 4. And we get that the difference is negative 5. So that means each time we're subtracting 5, right? So if we're going to figure out the next 3 terms, so 4 minus 5 is negative 1. Negative 1 minus 5 is negative 6. Negative 6 minus 5 is negative 11. And then just to double check to make sure that it works, negative 11 minus 5 is indeed negative 16. So our 3 numbers are negative 1, negative 6, and negative 11. Those are going to be our 3 terms. Okay? All right. Last example here. Before we do this, let's maybe take a little comedy break, shall we?
Dad, we have all these photos. Everyone has thousands of photos, and besides us, no one else cares. Because really, any photo you're not in is not that interesting. You might act interested, right? You're like, oh, you went to Mexico. How long is this going to take? Because I can fake it for like a minute. I don't don't even like pictures that I'm in, you know? You ever see a photo of yourself and it kind of ruins your day? For a second, you don't even recognize yourself. You're like, who's that fat guy? Oh, no! Oh, I should call my wife and tell her I love her. I can't believe I'm allowed to wear that color.
Okay. Example 6. Elvira is training for an upcoming unicycle hockey league. To get in shape, she plans to ride her unicycle for 30 minutes the first day, and then she plans to add 4 minutes for each day after. Okay, find the number of minutes ridden for days 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's make ourselves a little chart, shall we? So we've got day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4, right? So first day it tells us that she rides for 30 minutes, and then she's going to add 4 minutes each day. So plus 4 is going to give us 34, plus 4 more is 38, plus 4 more is going to be 42. Okay, so that is, we have found the number of minutes ridden for days 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. B, show that the number of minutes ridden after n days forms an arithmetic sequence. So really what we can do here is we can just do what we've done in the other ones to show that it's an arithmetic sequence is subtract successive terms, right? So we can do 34 minus 30. That gives us 4. 38 minus 34 gives us 4. And 42 minus 38, that also gives us 4. So we've shown that this is so that the number of minutes ridden after n days forms an arithmetic sequence. It's the same number each time. So this has to be an arithmetic sequence. Okay? And it's this, you're adding the same amount each time. That's also why it shows that it's an arithmetic sequence, adding the same number, adding the same value each time. Okay? Part C, find the number of minutes ridden in day 14. So let's fill out our formula here. So U sub n is going to be first term, which we know is 30, plus n minus 1 times the difference, which we found out is 4. Okay, so now we just simplify this. U sub n equals 30 plus, distribute the 4 to both of these, and we get 4n minus 4. So our general term sequence is going to be 4n, and then 30 minus 4 is plus 26. So there's our formula. That's not what they're asking for. They're asking for how many minutes did she ride on day 14. So U sub 14 is going to give us 4 times 14 plus 26. Okay, so 4 times 14 plus 26 gives us that she rode for 82 minutes on the 14th day. 82 minutes. All right. And then part D, what is the first day she rides for 2 or more hours on a unicycle? That's a lot. So 2 hours, 2 times 60 is 120 minutes. So we want to know when this formula is going to equal 120 minutes or more, right? So we've got 120 equals 4n plus 26. Subtract 26 from both sides, and we get 94 equals 4n. Divide both sides by 4, and that will tell us what our n is. Oops. So let's see, we've got 94 divided by 4 gives us 23 and a half. So if she only went for 23 days, that would be just under 2 hours, but it says what's the first day she rides for 2 or more hours. So we would have to go to, we'd have to make sure that our n equaled 24. So then we would plug 24 into our U sub n formula here, right? So U sub 24, where the 24th term is going to be 4 times 24 plus 26. So now we calculate that out. 4 times 24 plus 26 gives us 122 minutes. Okay, so that means, it did just ask for what the first day that she rides for 2 or more hours. That would be the 24th day, wouldn't it? Okay. All right, that's all there is for arithmetic sequences. If you have any further questions on this at all, please feel free to ask in class. Thanks.